Welcome back to the Big Screen Bols Podcast, where you have myself, Caleb Kindle, and then the Pokemon master himself, Christian McCray.
Ooh, I'll take that title. Dang, I'm already closer to it than Ash ever. Well, actually, Ash did become a Pokemon master, didn't he?
He did.
Never mind. I'm now on Ash's level, which now sounds bad.
And he only did it in 1 year as well, too, since he's able to be 10 years
old.
old.
Oh, yeah, he's 10 years old for the rest of his life.
And then, as well, too, we have a familiar face on the podcast we need to introduce. This guy knows more about Pokemon than I think the Japanese themselves. We have Jefferson Engel, most qualified person to have on this podcast. Welcome back.
What's up, fellas? It's always great to be here. Japanese didn't intend for me to learn as much about Pokemon as I did.
They never saw this boy coming, is what they did.
Unfortunately not, but I'm here and I can't be stopped.
That's right.
And you're welcome to challenge us, country of Japan. But I've seen him pair up against others before, and he's relentless, ruthless, one might say, when it comes to his knowledge.
It's about drive. It's about power.
That's right.
Jefferson, you were like my introduction to Pokemon. Like every memory I have about Pokemon somehow roots itself back to you. It doesn't matter what it's over. It just ends up finding its way back to you.
See, yeah, I can't get into something and then not it become my life. Once I
immediately obsess over everything
for the next ever, essentially.
Dude, I have so many friends who are like that. Like, I just have a friend. You know who you are if you're listening to this. I have a friend who, like, he was talking to me about Inscription, the video game. And I was like, oh, that kind of functions similar to Magic the Gathering. And a few handful $100 later, his Magic the Gathering is now his livelihood. So you are the equivalent of that with Pokemon for sure.
That's good to hear.
And for everybody that's watching on YouTube or actually being able to see where we're at or what we're wearing right now, we're all in suits, and I got a tie on right now. And why are we in suits and ties, you might ask? Well, one might think that we're just a bunch of silly billies. And you'd be right.
And you'd be correct.
But that's not the only reason today, ladies and gents. We are actually going to be drafting our Pokemon teams and seeing how they can compete against each other. So for you Pokemon masters that are out there watching, you guys are going to have to say who has the best Pokemon team at the end of all of this.
That's right. It's up to you all. I mean, I'll be internally judging the heck out of these guys' teams. And I came today with some really good picks. So I'm not leaving anything out on the table.
No, nothing's on the table. Not even that pen.
No, sorry.
So this is kind of a new deal. We did a draft episode beforehand that did really, really well. So it's time for everybody to judge us then on what our Pokemon knowledge is, which mine's going to be cowering compared to these.
Well, we'll see. We'll see.
These scholars.
We'll see. It's him. You.
Don't build me up now.
He's top of the rock, so it's our job to take him down a few pegs.
Yeah. King of the hill.
But we are going to be drafting our team of 6 Pokemon, because a general Pokemon team has 6, and they can be from any region. Now, the caveat is we are not allowing megas, we're not allowing legendaries and or mythics, if you understand the difference between them, because I sure don't. And no Gigantamaxes, so no Gigantamax forms, that's one of the newer ones, I guess.
And then no regional variants as well.
So we just have general Pokemon, and you can pick them from any region.
Old school Pokemon, guys. You guys know, our follower base knows. It's not like any of this new stuff where they're throwing all these extra things.
Yeah, who knows what kids are playing these days?
Yeah, come on. This is for everybody that's our age, in our late 20s, early 30s. So
yeah. All right. So
I think with that being said, though, I think we should let our guest go first, because he does have the best picks, but he is the guest at the end of the day. And then we're going to go down the list, go down the way, and then kind of wrap it around. So,
oh yeah. Speaking of this, I'm going to keep track of everyone's right now while I'm doing this. So, Jefferson, if you are ready to start, I am ready to write down whatever it is you got.
So for the first pick in the Pokemon draft,
Gotta go Scizor. Easily
Oh,
my
cool.
favorite Pokemon of all time. Bug Steel. I mean, he's red.
He's got the
so
claws.
dope. Broken abilities, broken stats. Just doesn't get much better than Scizor.
Big meaty claws.
Real. I'm gonna name mine Mr. Krabs in every game from now on.
That's awesome.
It's just like
That's actually a really good pick. I like that a lot.
That is a good pick.
Steel and Bug, that's a great typing together as well too. On top of it, so I'm actually building this list. I forgot about Scizor, so
well, Kindle.
who would have stolen?
Watch the dude ain't bad, bro. All right. So are we on to I'm gonna go with Arcanine. Arcanine is one of my favorite Pokemon. It's pretty fast and it hits hard, and Fire type is actually not one of my favorite types. But Arcanine is like one of the exceptions to the rule. It is a super iconic Pokemon, and its other forms are also super cool. But I love teaching it extreme speed, and it's just I love dogs, and there's like a general amount of like dog Pokemon like in the universe, and Arcanine is my absolute favorite dog Pokemon because I love puppies, and so Fire Puppy is cool. And also the police officers use Growlithes, which is pretty cool. So there you go, bang, double whammy.
Double whammy for the
Double
police
whammy.
officers out there. Back to
That's
blue,
right. Back to blue, baby.
and we're all wearing blue suits.
That's
too.
true. We are all wearing
Wow.
blue. Look at us.
Unplanned, by the way.
Yeah, completely. Yeah. But anyways,
Next time
that's
we
my
will
first.
plan it though.
That's right.
My first overall pick, I'm gonna go actually my favorite Pokemon of all time as well too into this. So I'm gonna be a little bit biased towards it, but you gotta love him. He's the big rock lizard, Tyranitar.
Oh, dang,
man,
that's
I
a
had
good one.
Tyranitar on my list.
Shoot. Dang.
Tyranitar, especially in Gen 3, I thought was broken in a lot of ways. Because Gen 2, like the idea was that Tyranitar was made solely for the idea to counter how crazy good psychics were in Gen 1 when it came out.
Okay.
But it had some issues as well too, because it's a pseudo legendary, of course, which doesn't count as a legendary or mystic. It's
It's really powerful.
just really, really
Yeah,
powerful.
Tyranitar was easily the best Gen 1 meta counter out there.
for
You're
sure.
a dark type, you beat up Alakazam's psychic, and you're a rock type, so Snorlax and Tauros aren't just killing you with Hyper Beam every turn.
Exactly.
See, this guy knows. This
Yeah.
guy knows all the stuff.
And then,
That's right.
of course, you had flying as well too, so it could actually be a counter to Dragonair as well too. Then.
Yeah, get
Rock
down
type.
on Dragonites.
That's a good pick. I'm not gonna lie. That was a maybe gonna be a pick on my list. So
I'm very honored. But-
T-Tar's a popular one.
Yeah, well, it's like he had so many different moves that he could learn in Gen 3 as well
Oh,
too.
yeah.
Like you get Rock Slide, you get Fire Blast,
Yeah.
for fire types, you get Dynamic Punch, you get Dragon Dance to raise it to really, really slow attack speed. Like you get Dragon Dance
Oh yeah,
invited
dude.
into it.
Yeah, Tyranitar could do anything. It could set up. It could be a mixed attacker. I mean,
it's just good overall.
it's incredibly hard to prep for.
Yeah.
Still is, by the way.
And it had one of the coolest alternative forms in the newest
Yeah,
game.
I actually
Like the
really
Iron
like
Thorns.
T-Tars.
It was like what, Steel and Electric?
Yeah, I
Something
think
like
so.
that?
Yeah.
It was really cool.
That and then Larvitar has to eat a whole entire mountain of dirt to be able to turn into Pupitar.
Yeah. And
For
they could
those
eat
of you
dirt.
who didn't know.
The man's eating dirt.
Oh, and make him eat dirt. In addition to the domination thing.
We're gonna run it through. We'll probably run it reverse ways.
Oh,
Just
we're gonna
like
mix
let
it up a little bit.
Let it line up.
My next pick is actually going to be Torterra.
Ooh.
That's right. Tori, what was he on your list?
That's easily on my list.
Ah,
Torterra's one of my favorites.
got him.
For sure.
Torterra is probably one of my favorite starter Pokemon of all time, if not my favorite. Gen 4, the Sinnoh region, which is Diamond, Pearl, and Platinum, are my favorite games, my favorite Pokemon games ever. Platinum will probably always be my favorite Pokemon game. So, and I remember the first starter I chose was actually not even Turtwig. It was Piplup. But over time, I grew to love Torterra so much more because the moveset capabilities were insane. It's a turtle with a big old tree on the back of it. It has a super cool outing in the Pokemon movie that came out a handful of years ago. It is a very unique and well-designed Pokemon. And grass ground type, like I'm sympathetic towards a lot of grass types because a lot of them get a bad rap. But this one's actually a genuinely good grass type because it's grass ground type and it can take care of those fire types, those electric types. It's got so much more versatility added to it.
Yeah, I think Torterra was actually the first Pokemon I ever got to level 100.
Really?
Yeah, it was my first starter ever in Diamond.
Yeah.
So,
and that was
definitely
mine.
on my list.
And that's my pick. That's right.
Hey, you going to cheat?
I'm not cheating. I promise. I'm not cheating.
All right, I got to go with Swampert here.
Oh,
I got to take.
I knew that was coming. I knew that was coming. How did I?
Oh yeah, Swampert has always been one of my favorites for sure. Water ground type. I mean, you just look at him, man. I don't even know what it is, like a mudfish, but God,
pull him
so
up on the screen.
I mean, I love water ground type. It's just so good.
It's a crazy good.
I mean,
yeah, it's so crazy.
He's got good coverage. I mean, he's just throwing off earthquakes or rock slides, ice punch, and then you got good water stab too, and he can be physical or special. I mean, he does it all. He can also wall it up a bit. Just one of my favorite Pokemon to use in competitive and in single player.
He's a man of many talents.
Yes.
Jack of all trades, master of none.
Yeah, unfortunately.
And his shiny type's pink.
Oh yeah, dude.
That is true. Yeah, that's pretty good. He's big and pink. SpongeBob. If y'all don't know, then you just don't know. So get on our level.
No, don't worry. We'll clip it in. We'll find it.
That's right. Just for you.
Yellow, pink, blue, gold.
All right. I think it would be my turn now then if we're swooping around because you got 2 picks and Jeff's got 2 picks so
far.
Are
we reversing it back this way or do you want to take this?
Well, I think
take this one.
Well, I think we're going to try to keep this even because you got 2 picks and then Jeff's got 2 picks so far.
Oh yeah.
So I need.
I was this close to getting him.
But I got him instead.
That's fine. That's all right. All right.
Garchomp.
All right. Can just build a team of pseudos out here.
We're just going all power. I don't know anything about if this is a good typing mixture or not. But
not bad.
Well, so far you're doing pretty good.
But Garchomp, he's the greatest pseudo legendary, debatably, right?
Yeah.
He's one of the best.
Who would you? I guess who would be his competitor?
Ooh, Dragonite.
I mean, Dragonite's still pretty. I mean, all of them are still pretty good for the most part. Like anything through Gen 4, they're all like pretty broken.
It's hard to argue not for Garchomp.
Yeah,
because Garchomp is like
you got Earthquake Stab. I mean, that right there is more than enough. You got Swords Dance, Dragon Dance. I mean, doesn't matter what way you want to set up. You got something, and then
anytime you fight the Cynthia, the final battle of Gen 4, everything's fine and dandy. But when the Garchomp comes out, that's when it really starts. That's when the battle really starts.
That's when you get scared.
Yeah, man, 9-year-old me's been taunted by that Garchomp.
Dude, it's because her Garchomp's really freaking good, and
who doesn't like a land shark, hammerhead shark? Like
exactly,
it's so cool.
It's got such an intimidating look. The very, very good pick.
I can't argue.
We'll start taking all the pseudo legendaries. We'll just start taking all the pseudo legendaries. Leave you with whatever's left.